Testing. On a dry Saturday evening here in West Dundee, Illinois, Huskies Nation welcomes you inside the Leaf Center for Game 1 of our doubleheader for your NIU Huskies. Game 1 here, puck drop estimated about 5 o'clock between these two teams, the Drake Bulldogs and your NIU Huskies. These two played last night, and the Bulldogs were victorious in a 6-0 win over the Huskies. NIU trying to get back in the win column tonight for the first time in almost a month. This D3 team, that is, and looking to get their stars going. Rod and Evans, Matt Martin will be the keys to a victory here tonight. Update for you here tonight, Sean Cerny is in after being shaken up last night and having to leave the game a little bit early due to an injury that he suffered in the late third period. He will be there tonight. He's on the ice right now in the mix of warm-ups, so that's good to see. We're at the tail end of our warm-ups for this first game of our doubleheader. Please stay tuned for our next game after this one at 7 o'clock Central Time between your NIU Huskies and Purdue Northwest. D1 action there in the later parts of the night. We're getting excited here on Huskies Nation. Got a wild one coming. It's the Bulldogs. It's your NIU Huskies. Coming up next on Huskies Nation. More on the lineups in just a moment. Let's take a look at our starting goaltenders here tonight. In net for Drake, Wyatt Madsen comes in with 1 win over 5 games, so 34 goals against and .752 save percentage, no shutouts. On the other end of the ice for your NIU Huskies, it's Matthew Kapik coming in with 5 games played, 25 goals against, save percentage of .852 and no shutouts. Brownell between Peterson and Aldacruz for Drake. Hojic, Gambino, and Malik, your starting forwards for Northern Illinois. This is Rich Monty On the defense for Northern Illinois to start, paired up with Sexton. He takes it in behind his own cage, and Hojic begins a breakout for the Huskies. Gambino has the puck on his stick as he enters the zone. Stops and now shoots one, and that one stopped by Madsen early. Hojic to take this face-off in the offensive zone. Winning it is Rebruvrich, taken now behind by Davis Bai. Springs Rebruvrich. Aldecruz trying to get to it. Nice stick there by the defense of the captain, Alex Tatum. With help from Hojic, it's dumped in behind. Malik with pressure, and Davis Bai finds Peterson along the boards. Taken up now by the defenseman Fisher. Hands on now for Rebruvrich. Rebruvrich trying to weave the slot. Nice defensive play by Friedman, coming together with Tatum as well. Peterson comes up with the puck. He's got a chance. His shot save. Kapik sees his first action of the night. Looking for more, though. Centering pass for Aldecruz. It ricochets to Bai, and his shot goes up high. And now a stoppage of play with a whistle. Tennell tied up on the faceoff with Reading. Madaliano comes in for help. Chased by Rudin. Forces the turnover. Brownell forces Sexton to retreat. Taking a tumble is Gambino. It ricochets to Rudin, and that shot is stopped by Kapik. It rolls in behind the net once more, and Sexton had eyes for center. It was knocked off his stick, so Gambino's forced to get it to Madaliano now up ice. Madaliano's shot, blocker to side. Madsen looks to the corner. Coming out with the puck is Reading. Reading with the puck on his stick, looking to center it, a flipper. And that rolled to Sexton first. Kept in at the line by Fiashi, he goes down low. Rudin on Sexton. And now Friedman along the boards. Madaliano picks up the puck. Brownell keeping it away from Friedman. Fisher jumps up, enters the zone, tries a shot from a tough angle, padded aside by Kapik. This one ricochets out to the blue line. Along the boards, it can be taken now by Cerny. It's deflected up high into the air. Fisher finds Rebruvrich. Colliding with Buss. And now Monty. Turnover, Aldecruz, who had two last night, looking for a centering pass, and that's picked off by Buss. Kept in. Fisher's shot sails wide. Battle there along the boards. A clearing attempt by Cerny rolls into the penalty box. And so we have a stoppage of play. Face-off win. Rebruvrich. And now Davis Bai finds him. Aldecruz. Centering pass, nobody was there. Out comes Grippo. Grippo with speed, trying to find his man, David Kraz. That one was picked off. Now Aldecruz. Aldecruz weaving into the zone, going to the net on his backhand. That's denied by Kapik, and he'll cover it up for a stoppage of play. Face-off win by Drake once again. Davis Bai receives the pass from Fisher. A little too hot for him to handle. It's rung around. Out high. Fisher tumbles as he finds his man, but It's ripped off the stick by Hojic. Trying to go around. Davis buys the first to it. Now cleared out of there by the Huskies to center. Fisher. Chased by Malik. Fisher. Coming through. Here's Peterson. Gets it in deep. Tatum bodied by him. Gambino comes in. Hojic now at the right circle. Nice cross-ice pass. Now Malik. Malik's got some space. Winds up, and a save is made there. And a brilliant opportunity from Roman Malik. Madsen seen 3 shots already tonight. Cody Alvarado to take the face-off for Northern Illinois. That one's won by Reading. Flipped, gloved out of the air by the defenseman Rich Monty. Kept in for the moment and kept away from Sitton. Now Brownell comes the other way. Brownell shoots one. That one's blocker side. The rebound's in front. Kapik forces this one to behind the cage. Turnover in front. Brownell's shot sails over top of the net. Now it's along the boards. Summerness. Solid defenseman who had 2 goals for them last night as well. Brownell enters the zone. Brownell can't get around the defense of Rich Monty. Morrissey carries. And he has it taken off of his stick by Reading. Looking for Rudin. That's just out of the reach. Sexton finds Cerny. You're looking at Austin Sexton. Weave through center. Try to go to Will Sitton. That pass was in between his legs, and so the Huskies are forced to regroup. This is Cerny moving in, shooting one. That one goes wide of the net. Here's the lead pass, Altacruz. Altacruz in, scores! Oh boy, he's been hot, hasn't he? 1-0 Drake. And it's Ian Altacruz with his 9th of the season. 3rd goal for him in just under 24 hours. And so with that, Altacruz, goal number 9 on the season. He's been hot, especially against these Huskies, picking up his 3rd. It's 1-0 Bulldogs. This one taken in. Gambino forces one off the puck. Altacruz. The goal scorer is taken now by Tennell and Friedman, but he's turned over now. Rebruvich weaving to the center. Finds a man. Peterson shoots. Scores! Parker Peterson makes it 2-0 after 2 quick goals from the Bulldogs. And Peterson picks up his 8th of the season. So just like that, the Bulldogs pick up right where they left off last night. It's already 2-0. And a penalty right after the goal will be assessed, so an even bigger chance to build on this 2-0 lead for the Bulldogs as James Friedman sits. Peterson, who just scored on the previous shift, walks in, stops at the right circle, goes out high to his man. Fisher's shot goes wide of the net. This one comes out high to Altacruz. Altacruz, who scored first tonight for Drake, sets up in the slot for Rebruvich. He circles around. Centering pass in front, and ricochets off Kapik's pad, and it's taken by Buss, but not out. Now he goes off the glass and down the length of the ice. Through center, this is Fisher. Fisher to the net. Save Kapik. Rebound given up. In front, Altacruz, and it's swatted away from him and down the ice. Drake gets a line change. Brownell along the boards. Centering pass was knocked away by Gambino. This one gets out as far as center with Fiaschi. Peterson enters the zone. This is flush out to the side. Centering pass, Brownell denied. One last gap on this power play. This is Brownell working on Buss. Penalty time expires. Out of the box, Friedman. This is Griepo ringing it around. It's flipped down with speed is Reading, but first to it is Weitzel. Clearing attempt rolls to Rudin. Rudin's pass is deflected into the slot. Brownell working against Buss, gives him a little shove, and Weitzel takes over behind the cage. Kraz ricochets off the skate of Griepo and forced right back the other way by number 10, Brownell. Here's a turnover forced. Reading in front. Rudin hopped over her stick. Puck out of the reach of Rudin. This is Weitzel. And now Griepo through center. Tries to put a move on and lost the puck. Drake regains possession here. This is Reading flipping it up, and it hits the ceiling, and that'll cause a whistle. Face off, Tennell forces it in deep. Now Bai is back to retrieve for Drake. First one to it is Matt Madaliano. Two Bulldogs come out with him, and they come back the other way. This is Altacruz. Altacruz, drop pass. Fisher, pardon me, that's Peterson. Shoots one up high, looking for his second of the night already. Here's Rebruvich going down low. Back to Peterson. In front, Bai. Bai's shot, that's blocked. I think he tried to go to Altacruz. Friedman at center. Had it knocked off his stick. Rebruvich finding Altacruz and a shot right on. And held on to for a stoppage of play by Matthew Kapik. 10:13 remaining in period number one. Just about halfway through, it's 2-0 Drake. Goals from Parker Peterson and Ian Altacruz. That's where we stand so far in this game. Face-off win, Altacruz in front. That one rolled under the blade of Peterson, who was looking for his second. Two goal scorers try to combine. This one goes through the legs of Fisher. Malik. Huskies forced to touch up as it would have been offside. This is Fisher. Rebruvich carries on. Drop pass for Altacruz. Altacruz at the right circle goes down low. Going to go back out in front. He'll go out high to Bai, and the return pass to Altacruz. Sexton behind the cage. Takes it out for Northern Illinois. This is Hojic. Hojic, dump and chase for the Huskies. Malik there with Paxton Reading. Gambino comes up with the puck. Shot on net, and that one's denied and held on to for a whistle by Wyatt Madsen. Another face-off win for the Huskies. Kraz finds Griepo. He'll go out high to Weitzel. Weitzel shoots one into the glove of Madsen. No rebound. Drake Buss. This puck rolls into the corner, and he comes up with the puck, but he's hounded by Paxton Reading before he finds Kraz. Kraz goes out high to Tatum. His shot, that one wide. Weitzel along the boards, finds Buss. Good puck movement by the Huskies on this shift. Buss. Kraz in front, Tatum. That one's blocked by Brownell. This one forced to the side, Buss. Battle for the puck in the corner. Drake Buss trying to kick the stick. Coming up with it is Paxton Reading, however. Reading goes off the glass into center. It rolls in between the skates of Tatum. Jesse Rudin's back to retrieve. And now David Kraz comes in for Northern Illinois. Weitzel looking to begin another breakout for the Huskies. Goes up the boards to David Kraz. Kraz has some room. Shoots one, and that one's seen all the way by Madsen for another stoppage of play. So they've been getting some shots off. Lots of pressure for the last 2 minutes or so. Good shift for the Huskies. Face-off tie-up. And now Aldecruz. Rebruvrich carries behind the cage. There's a one-time shot. That one's blocked by a couple of Huskies in front. This one tried to get it to Friedman. And Rebruvrich gets the puck out of the zone, but it's forced right back in by Sean Cerny. Drake begins their breakout. Entering the zone is Aldecruz. Aldecruz forced wide by Cerny. Tried to go out in front. Monty tipped it right back to him. Now this way to Bai. Bai's shot scores! Davis Bai, and it's 3-0 Drake. Davis Bai picks up goal number 2 on the season. Boy, he just threw it to the net and ricocheted off the blocker of Matthew Kapik and into the net. 3-0 Bulldogs. So we get right back into the action here. Aldecruz. Sexton through center ice. It's dumped in deep. Huskies chase after it. Davis Bai, who just scored, his first one to it. Collision in behind the cage. Rebruvrich gloves the puck down, and now he's got a potential 2-on-1 if they hurry. His shot in the glove of Kapik. Stoppage of play. Face-off tie-up, Buss. This one comes back to Fisher. He finds Davis Bai, trying to go cross ice to Peterson. Now he throws it towards the front of the net, but that goes to the crease. Drake Buss. 2-on-2. Kraz comes in, thrown to the net by Buss, patted away by Madsen. The rebound to Buss. And it's taken off his stick by Brownell. Brownell with speed, trying to work around Cerny. Does. Nice move by Brownell and a save made. Big save by Kapik. Another face-off win. Here's Reading to the net. That one's blocked by Cerny. Cerny. Clearing attempt failed. Here's Brownell, a shot save. Rebound, score! Rudin! Brownell just threw it to the net. It went off the midsection of Matthew Kapik right to Jessie Rudin. She scores her second of the season. For 4-0 Bulldogs. David Kraz through center for Northern Illinois, chasing after the puck. Coming up with the puck is James Fiaschi. His clearing attempt is kept in by Sexton. It ricochets off his skate, and Reading able to clear it out there. Now another 2-on-1. It's Rudin with Brownell. Brownell shot. That one getting a piece of it with the blocker was the netminder Kapik, and then this one's thrown into his glove by Summerness. Face-off controlled again by Drake. This one in front. Scramble there, and the defense of Huskies comes up, and then a shot by Peterson is denied by Kapik. Out high now to the big fella Fiaschi. Lets it go, and that one's seen all the way. Held on to by Kapik. I said Kapik, pardon me. They've inserted Matt Juergens, who played last night, back into the net here after the previous goal. Our apologies. So Matt Juergens comes in for relief of Matthew Kapik. Previous goal, they're giving the previous goal to Rebruvrich, not Rudin. So Rebruvrich picks up goal number 7 on the season in this 4-0 affair. Here's a turnover in front, back to the slot, and this one is denied. No, they score. It went in and out of the net that fast, and it's already 5-0. Another goal for Rebruvrich. Just when we were talking about him, he must have heard us. Goal number 7, now goal number 8 on the season for him. It's 5-0 Drake. Here, Altagrus, a couple of points for him already tonight. This one sent the length of the ice for a Drake icing. Drake Buss wins the faceoff. Here's Weitzel. Now a shot by Madaliano. That one goes wide. Aldacruz. Now carrying outward is Davis Bai. Bai, who has a goal tonight, tried to force it to the net. Rich Monty was there, and now Caden Weitzel. Turnover to Peterson. Peterson in front. Aldacruz shot. That one is denied by Juergens. In front, Aldacruz again scores! It's Aldacruz. Double trouble for him, and it's 6-0. And for Alta Cruz, that's his second of the night. Here's David Kraz after the Alta Cruz goal. This one flushed down deep. Out of the reach of Cerny. Tennell's back to reinforce. Cerny gotten into the zone by him. Davis by. Superb play from Drake. It's already the same score as it was last night after 3 in the first. 6 goals from this furious Bulldogs team as Brownell carries around a man right to the slot. Nice toe drag move by Brownell and a poke check by Juergens at the last second to prevent him from scoring. This one tipped deep. And Madsen saw James Friedman racing towards him, so the decision to cover with 2:18 remaining in period number 1, 6-0 in favor of Drake. Here's Hojic with the tie-up on the face-off. Gambino comes in, but it's swatted away from him. He throws it to the center, nobody there. Ruden's picking it up. Finds Reading. Pass was a little bit behind him, so he has to retreat and just dump it and chase. Juergens out to play at Malik. Sexton. And now Roman Malik. Whiffs on a shot. Had his stick lifted by Brownell. Now it's taken back the other way by Brownell. Aside Rudin. Here's Brownell, one-on-one. Trying to toe drag his way around Weitzel, and then Hojic comes in and knocks him to the ice. Crowd likes that. This one's sent down once again. Turnover force, Drake Buss runs into Summerness. This one's rung around and out to center, Kraz. Sexton, nice move. Backhand to the net, save made. And it's held on to, and now some extracurricular activity goes on behind the net here. Kraz going out it with Brownell. Peterson comes in to break it up. You got Paxton Reading and Austin Sexton tumbling to the ice. Grippo and Fiaschi coming in to break up that fight. And in a wild first period, players making it a little more wild. Likely penalties going to each side. David Kraz exit the rink. To the locker room he goes. We'll see if any more penalties are assessed. So coincidental minor penalties. Austin Sexton and Paxton Reading in the box. And so 4-on-4 to close out period number 1 as we are inside 1 minute remaining. Here's Aldecruz, who's got 2. Offside here on Peterson. Aldecruz, Shane Tennell on the faceoff just outside Drake's attacking zone. So Charles Brownell and David Kraz have 5-minute majors and game misconducts as Aldecruz runs into Friedman there along the boards. Coming up with it along the boards in the corner, though, is Sean Cerny. Thrown to the net, they score! Friedman, the leading goal scorer, and he flips the script. There you go. Huskies on the board. Thanks to a goal from James, flipped the script Friedman, his 5th of the season. Huskies, another face-off win. They like what they're seeing. Thrown to the net by Malik. Weitzel's shot. Oh, boy, and having to be ready was the netminder. Madsen is, that ends the period here. James Friedman scores to get the Huskies on the board. And so 6-1 after 1 period. Huskies almost scored 2 in the tail end there. But after 20 minutes, it's 6-1 in favor of Drake. We will see you on the other side of this intermission on Huskies Nation. We are back in action, ready to get started here in period number 2 as Juergens heads to the other end of the ice. 56 seconds of carryover 4-on-4 time from the first period on penalties assessed to Austin Sexton and Paxton Reading. No teams James Friedman scored a 4-on-4 goal at the tail end of period number 1 to get the Huskies to within 5. Juergens came into relief of Matthew Kapik. And much of what we saw last night from Drake, some of their big top goal scorers scoring goals. Aldecrouz already has 2 tonight. He had 2 last night. As we get set to start period number 2, Ben Hojic between Tatum and Roman Malik. The face-off is won by Drake. Rebruvrich between Davis Bai and Parker Peterson for the Drake Bulldogs as Bai carries back. Summerness. Drake tries to get going to start period number 2. Here's a shot. That went wide off the stick of Parker Peterson. Out high to Davis Bai now. Bai. Back over to Peterson. Peterson had it stripped by Malik, but a clearing attempt goes right back to him. Parker Peterson trying to get around Weitzel, goes out high to Summerness. Summerness down low. Rebruvrich. Davis Bai's shot. That one's deflected wide off the stick of Peterson. He carries on and behind the net. Centering pass in front. It's in the crease. And Hojic's able to clear it out of there for the moment. Stays in though. And now a stoppage of play. Caden Weitzel head to the box. So just as 4-on-4 time expires, Drake heads right to the power play. Reading between Rudin and Aldecrouz. Out high, Fisher with Summerness. In the slot to Reading. Pass was a little too hot to handle for him. Now it's clogged up in the slot. This is Aldecrouz taking over. Aldecrouz pressuring, trying to go straight to the net. It ricochets back across to Reading. That pass was too hot for him to handle off a Summerness stick. Now here's Fisher, shoots into the glove of Matt Juergens. No rebound. Face-off control by the Huskies. Alex Tatum. Before a couple of blue sweaters come in, this is Fisher. Who's off the backside of Tennell. This one in front. Fighting for it is Reading. It was in between the skates of Monty, and he got it out. Here comes Shane Tennell. Shane Tennell, nice back check play there by Reading. Forcing back. They got numbers. Fisher drops for Aldecrouz. His shot. And they score. Aldecrouz. Seven, 1. They get a power play goal out of Ian Aldecrouz. filling the net tonight. They've added the extra point to their touchdown, and for Alta Cruz, this rolls in. Peterson through center ice. This ricochets out to Bye. For Alta Cruz, that is the hat trick, so he's coming in with 3 goals tonight. It's been red hot. Gambino carries through. This one sails wide of the net. Here's Davis Bye trying to throw it to the net. This one winds up on the stick of Hojic. There's a centering pass in front. Nobody there. Weitzel was for Northern Illinois. Now they start their breakout. This is Austin Sexton. Sexton trying to work around Davis Bye. He's forced in behind. Out in front. Madaliano's shot denied by Madsen. This one up floats into the air over Madaliano's head. Alex Tatum back to retrieve for the Huskies. Rudin in front for Drake, and now it's turned right over to Rudin. Rudin trying to back pass, and that one was in the slot. Grippo swatted it away. It's all the way in behind the cage of the netminder for Drake. Brought through by Summerness. Summerness, drop pass, Alta Cruz, and that one's knocked off his stick by Cerny. Forced to the outside. Fisher stops, goes to Alta Cruz. That one's through his skates. Here's a pass picked off. This is Shane Tennell's shot. That one is denied by Madsen. Now he tries to throw it back in front to Malik. That's out of his reach. Now this is Paxton Reading. Reading through center. Shoots one. That one goes over top of the glass. Juergens might have got a piece of it with the blocker. This is at center now for Davis Bye. Fisher. Thrown into the glove and thrown right out to Cerny. Play continues, and now Morrissey. Puck's out of his reach. At center is Davis Bye. Fisher. Trying to go in front to Alta Cruz. His pass is denied by Malik. Now it rolls out in front. Morrissey. Morrissey carries through center. On his backhand, finds Malik. Thrown to the net. That goes through the crease. Now this is Drake Buss along the boards. Taken now by Alta Cruz. Alta Cruz with speed. Weitzel on him. Trying to get around him. And he's forced wide of the cage as it comes off its moorings, and that'll cause a whistle with just under 14 minutes remaining in period number 2. Face-off taken by the Huskies. Sexton tries to get around Davis by. And it comes to Drake once more. This puck comes back to Summerness. His shot, that is denied. It's blocked by Buss, and now he still takes it in behind the net. Out in front, Rebruvrich. I believe that was blocked. Out high to Davis by. Shoots one. That one goes up high. Summerness. Down low to Parker Peterson. Nice pressure by these Bulldogs. This is by going wide of the net. It jumps right back in on Juergens, and he gloves it for a stoppage of play. Griepo, defensive zone face-off draw. And behind the cage is Cerny. Cerny going down low, deep. Chasing after it is Griepo. Davis by is the first one to it. This pass is intercepted by Alvarado. His shot is blocked aside by Madsen. And then it's cleared out of harm's way by Drake. Chasing after it, Rich Monty. He's got Peterson on him. Peterson wins the race. Coming into the front of the net. Shot kicked aside by Juergens. Taken now the other way by Cerny. Cerny looking for Griepo. This comes to Alvarado. And then a touch pass to Griepo goes wide of the net. Griepo in behind. Here's a shot by Fisher. That's fought off by Juergens. It ricochets to Rudin on the rebound. In the slot, Rebruvrich tried to go to the net. That was blocked by the stick of Tennell. Back the other way, Alvarado comes storming in. And it's taken away off the stick of Tennell. Back the other way this comes. Once again, this is Aldacruz, who has a hat trick tonight. He tumbles to the ice. Sexton. And now Madaliano throws it to the net. That's paddled aside by Madsen. In the corner, Malik. Off the stick of Tennell. Drake gets a line change. Malik. This one sent the ice for a Huskies icing with 11:25 remaining in period 2. Sexton carries through center. Sexton on his backhand, lost it to Summerness. This one goes in behind the cage. Malik. Cerny. This one picked up by Fisher, trying to go to the net. That's blocked off a stick. Drake keeps it in. This is Fiashi. Down low. Peterson given a rough ride by Cerny. And now Madaliano just out of the blue line. It's dumped right back in by Rebruvrich. Drake Buss enters the Huskies attacking zone. He's forced off the puck by Summerness, and Davis By comes in. Finds Aldacruz. Lost it in his skates. Morrissey forces By to turn back. Halfway through regulation as this pass was just behind. Paxton reading. Cerny with a shot towards the net that's turned aside, and then another shot is blocked. Morrissey gonna go in front. They score! Boy, is it Friedman again? Now looks to be the case. His 6th of the season, James Friedman. And it's 7-2 Huskies. He's got 2 tonight. Go right down. 2 goals for the Huskies. Friedman's got both of them. Back to a 5-goal game. Rudin through center, and now Altacruz trying to get around Sexton. This one flipped down in on Madsen. Friedman chasing after it. He's 2 22s combined. In behind the cage by and Friedman. Friedman comes up with the puck. Boy, he's been all over the place tonight. Goes out high to Tatum. Tatum, return pass for Friedman just out of his reach. Shane Tennell takes a tumble in behind the net. That forces Reading to get it out with ease. Altacruz able to negate the icing. Tatum on him, trying to center it. Nobody there. Hojek picks it up. Glaring attempt. It was the lead pass, and it's off a stick, and now Tatum carries through center. Tatum flips it in. Here's a centering pass in front. Weitzel didn't pull the trigger, and he tried to go backhand to the front of the net and went off a score! Monty! (7-3). Rich Monty gets the goal, and he picks up goal number 1 on the season. Back-to-back goals for the Huskies. Rich Monty, first goal of this season, and it's 7-3. Here's Malik. The other way with Madaliano. Madaliano trying to work around the defenseman, and now back this way it comes now for Rebrovich. Rebrovich going to the net. That's poke check by Juergens. It goes out to the slot now to Fisher. Fisher's shot blocked by Madaliano. Circling with it is Reading, and his shot is denied. It's blocked by Grippo. He still comes up with the puck on the rebound. Reading and behind the cage. Reading. Stray stick broke up that play. Jake Grippo carries through. Grippo going to work it around. Had it taken off his stick. Tumbling down on the ice was Juergens, and Monty comes in to make the block. Or else that could have been catastrophic. Now Monty able to get out there. Aldacruz. Back pass. Here's Peterson. Friedman. Friedman carries through center. He's got 2 tonight. Finds Drake Buss. He's bodied off of it by Summerness. This allows Davis By to carry through center. Rebrovich in the corner. Sitting. Tipped out. Summerness to the net. Patted aside. And now Friedman backhands it to center. Puck picked off by Weitzel. Weitzel forced him behind now. Hojic. Centering pass in front. That's swatted away from Tennell. All the way back out to center it comes. Gambino. Tatum at the blue line. Saucer pass. Sexton. Top of the left circle, throws it to the net. That goes through the crease. Pass ahead now to Peterson. Peterson's got Rudin going to the net. Peterson does it himself and he scores! Parker Peterson with his second of the night, and it's 8-3, Drake. What a wild one. Huskies look like they're got a little momentum, and then Parker Peterson comes right back down the ice. Scores another goal to break the goal scoring streak of the Huskies here, and this one's offsides. Face-off win by the Huskies. Morrissey carries. Down low, James Friedman. Working out. This comes out high to Cerny. Cerny winds up, shoots one. Oh, and seeing it just at the last second was Madsen. He got the pad out to stop that one from going in. Rebruvich, and now Buss takes it off. Here's Friedman. Enters the zone. Going back to Buss. That was in his skates. Ricochets now to Fiashi. This one ricochets off a reading stick. Weitzel the backhand. Oh, what a save. Rebound! Griepo, and that was denied again. Two great saves by Wyatt Madsen. And this one's iced by Drake. It's a face-off win by Jake Griepo. Tatum goes down low. Alvarado finds the puck on the other side, and it's taken off his stick by Paxton Reading. Sexton cannot keep it in. Peterson back the other way. One-on-one with Tatum. Shoots into the glove of Juergens. There's a shot on goal. That one's patted away by Juergens. Alvarado in the corner. Emerges. Finds Madaliano at center. Madaliano, not much to go with it. This one ricochets off a skate to Griepo, and he's brought down to his feet. Peterson. Huskies come out with it. Sexton finds Madaliano. Here's Parker Peterson against Tatum, shoots into the glove of Juergens. Another face-off. Altacruz came up with it for the moment. Now Rich Monty, NIU's most recent goal scorer, gets it out, but taken right back in by Summerness. Nobody home. Shane Tennell. Clearing attempt failed. This is Fiashi. Fiashi throws it to the net. That's blocked aside off of the shin pad of Shane Tennell. Davis by. Lead pass ahead. Fiashi. That one rolled off his stick. Working against Monty. Thrown to the front of the net. That goes through the crease. It comes to Davis by. His shot. That one's blocked. Back the other way. Gambino comes. Working one-on-one with Summerness. Gambino works to the side. Forced outside. Back pass now to Shane Tennell. Tennell. And now Davis by comes up with it. And now a potential 2-on-1. Rudin racing after it. But Sexton's the first to come to it. Gambino across to Buss. Buss in front. Gambino rolled off his stick with defensive help from Paxton Reading. And now this is in the corner as we're inside 1 minute to go in period number 2. This is Rudin behind the cage. Try to thread the needle to Reading. Weitzel had other ideas. This is Buss now. And Gambino comes up with it. 2-on-1 if they hurry. This is Gambino looking to go across to Buss and was out of his reach. Drake Buss tried to ring it around. This one comes to Rudin now. Rudin rolled off. Aldacruz enters the zone. Nice play. Trying to get around Sexton, and he took the puck away. Under 30 to go. Thrown to the net by Fisher, and that one's blockered away. Rudin trying to throw it to the front. Under 5 to go. Still looking for more. In behind with it is Fisher trying to ring it around. And as the buzzer sounds, Juergens makes the save. So with that, James Friedman picks up goals number 5 and 6 of the season. And Rich Monty picks up his first goal of the season for Northern Illinois. A couple of goals from the Bulldogs. We stand at 8-3 through 40 minutes of play. And after this intermission, we will return for some third period action in a wild one on Huskies Nation. After 40 minutes of playing time, 20 more remain. And we're about to begin period number 3 here from West Dundee. 8-3 in favor of Drake University. They've been filling the night thus far, filling the net thus far tonight. And Northern Illinois, as we witnessed, looked like they were starting to get a little bit of traction there in that second period after back-to-back goals. See what happens here in period number 3. We got a good one. 5-goal game and quit nowhere in sight for these Huskies. They'll battle all the way to the end if they have to. Period 3. Right underway as Buss faces off against Reading. And Friedman, on a fresh C device, tries to split the defense. Fisher had other ideas. Kept in at the line by Weitzel, goes towards the net, hops over the stick of Morrissey, and he's flushed to the outside. Now this one's tipped off the crossbar. Boy, it was that close to making a 4-goal game. Now this one's thrown through the crease by Friedman. Caden Weitzel. It's thrown in deep. Morrissey the first one to it. Going in the slot to Weitzel. That one hopped off his stick. It's back to Morrissey again. Nice play by Reading, and he's got speed. Coming out of his net to play it, though, was the netminder for Northern Illinois. Now Buss shoots one, seen all the way. Gobbled up by Madsen. Another face-off. Tie up in the corner. Rebruvich receives the pass from Aldecruz. Rebruvich has speed. Goes across to Rudin. That one was clogged up in the skates of Tatum. He knocks down Aldecruz to the ice. Crowd likes that. Now in behind the net. Some rough and tumble. The crowd likes that. We play on. Here comes Hojic. Shoots one. That one's blockered to the corner by the netminder, Wyatt Madsen. Hojic goes out high to Tatum. His shot deflected on goal into the glove of Madsen. Rebound off the post. Or off the outside of it at least. Tennell goes out high now. Sexton towards the cage. Ricocheted in front. Hojic tried to put it on net, and Summerness was there to knock it away from him. We have a stoppage of play. Summerness heads to the penalty box. It's a 2-minute minor, and for the first time tonight, we'll see this Huskies power play. As this one's one back to Buss, and now Sexton. Sexton across to Malik. Over here, out to Malik from Tennell. Shot over the net by Malik. This is Buss. Along the boards, had it taken away from him. Reading in front, Peterson. Knocked off his stick, Malik. And now Friedman, who has 2 tonight. Knocked away from him by Reading. Good defense and penalty killing by Reading. He just goes in deep. Sexton nearly had it intercepted by Reading. This is forced back in further by Peterson. Drake Buss. And now Nick Gambino. It's flushed all the way out. Once again, good penalty killing for the Bulldogs here on this Huskies power play. This one through center. This is Jake Griepo moving in. Tough angle shot on goal. That one's covered up by Madsen. Face-off win back to Jake Griepo. Kept in at the line by Weitzel for the moment. Gambino, Madaliano lost the puck in his skates along the boards. He goes out high to Griepo, long shot, that goes wide. And that's sent the length of the ice by Davis by. Juergens out of his net to play it. Run around and out. That'll do it for this Huskies power play. Summerness exits the box. This is Altacruz speeding in. Drop pass, and that one's fought off a one-timer play from Rebruvich. He's got in behind the cage now. Out high to By. Right circle, thrown in front. That one's right on, and a save is made. Covering up with his glove is Matt Juergens. Tie up on the faceoff, Shane Tennell. Sean Cerny cannot get it out. Now ricochets back to him. Fighting against him is Reading. A nice play to keep it in. Reading a shot into the glove of Matt Juergens. Face off, and now Friedman with speed through center. He's bodied there by takes a tumble to the ice, tries to get back up. Peterson gets to it in time. Monty retreating, Reading coming in. Reading brought down to the ice by Sexton. We play on. Now it's thrown to the net by Summerness, and that's denied with the paddle. Now another shot by that's blocked in front. Shane Tennell, nice defensive play there. Davis by, and Malik pins him up against the boards. This one's nearly turned over, but a defensive recovery for Summerness. Reading. Over the line, goes to the backhand. Working on Austin Sexton. Tatum lost the puck to Summerness. Rudin, touch pass to Aldacruz. Aldacruz works around a man, going right to the net. That one's denied by Juergens. And he decides to cover this one up for a stoppage of play. Under 15 remaining in period 3. No score in this third period, but it is 8-3 in favor of Drake. Rebruvich. This one back to Fisher. Fisher's shot blocked aside by Juergens. This one comes back out to Fisher again. Fisher jumps up. Left circle shot. That one's up into the netting and out of play. Boy, Juergens never saw it. Another face off here. Played away. Madaliano chasing after Fisher. Griepo intercepts his clearing attempt. It's thrown in front on net, and that's blocked aside by Madsen. Now Weitzel's shot deflects wide. Kept in at the line by Griepo. Pardon me, Cerny. He's got it. Turns and shoots one. That one got the glass. Aldecruz working against Griepo, and Aldecruz victorious in that battle. Working through center, just across the Leafs logo. Aldecruz stops on a dime. Goes back and forth. Then he's bodied by Cerny. Still maintains possession of the puck. He goes out high to Bai. Bai's shot blocked in front by Madaliano. Bai retrieves it. Fisher's shot deflected wide of the net. Now Bai in behind. Centers in front, and that one was denied by the blocker of Juergens as this comes out high. Nobody there at the center circle. Here's Fisher. Stick got knocked out of his hands. That'll be a penalty. Drake will head to the power play for the first time in this period. It'll be Drake Buss, the guilty party, for slashing in a 2-minute power play coming up here for the Bulldogs. This one's sent all the way down and behind Madsen's cage. Summernes leads the breakout. Reading, try to center. Reading. Turnaround shot, Reading whiffed on it, now he gets it back. Goes over to Summernes. Across, one-timer play. That one went off the side of the cage, it goes in behind the net. Peterson. Out high, by, across to Summernes, tried to return pass. And that's forced out of there by Friedman. This one given up. Reading from Peterson. Reading, save made. Rebound covered up by Matt Juergens. Another face-off win for Drake. Here's a centering pass for Rebruvich. This rolls onto the stick of number 84. They throw it to the net, and that one's gloved. Another face-off win for Rebruvich. This is Aldecruz. Over to Fisher. Shoots one into the glove of Matt Juergens. Clearing attempt kept in by Fisher. One rolls off the stick of Fiashi. Comes back to Fisher on the pass. By out high. He's got some room. Throws it to the net. It's deflected wide out of Fiashi's reach. Now it's out high to Fisher again. To Aldecruz. Turns with it in the slot. Going to By. His shot. Short side. And that's gloved by Juergens again. Face-off won by Shane Tennell. thrown the length of the ice. Another successful penalty kill for Northern Illinois. This one's offside as Tennell didn't touch up in time, sitting. And so the faceoff will come just outside Northern Illinois' attacking zone. Faceoff. This one clogged up in the neutral zone. Puck comes to Fiashi now. He's forced to the outside there by Weitzel. And now it comes out in front, brought down to the ice. Fiashi had a poke at it, the one goes wide. Monty finds Malik. Malik stops. Now he shoots one into the glove of Madsen. Just under 10 minutes remaining in regulation. 8-3 in favor of the Bulldogs. Face off back. Cerny winds up. That one's blocked by Peterson. Bus in the corner. Trying to work it out front. This one over to Cerny again. Trying to go in deep. It's taken away by Bai and thrown. Looking for Peterson. That's just out of his reach. He and Cerny come together in behind the net. Now the Huskies start their breakout. This is Alvarado, knocked off the puck there by Reading. Gets back to his feet. Peterson now finding Rudin. Rudin against Cerny, throws it to the net, and that is stopped and gloved by Matt Juergens. Face off controlled. Here's the shot by Fisher, blocked by a couple of bodies. Summerness trying to throw it to the net. That went off Peterson, and then he threw it to the cage. That went right to the stick of Weitzel. With pressure, Madaliano along the boards, kept in by Drake. Here's Fisher, shoots. That one's blockered aside by Juergens. Boy, he's been sharp in this third period. And now Friedman out. Friedman. Griepo, and now there's a stoppage of play. Coincidental minor penalties. This is going to be Weitzel and Fisher to the box. 4-on-4 time here. Rudin had it taken off her stick by Tatum. It's thrown back this way. Friedman chasing after it, trying to center it, nobody there. Summerness comes up with the puck. Sexton, the center circle, Friedman. A couple of bodies on him. Sexton could not play the puck. By looking to wind up, going around Tatum. Nice poke check though to keep it away. This comes to Rudin. Shot, that one's blocked by Tatum. Now it's thrown in front again and jumping just outside of the blue line now. Tatum trying to work through. Monty over the line. Shane Tennell, his shot, that is denied by the paddle. Comes to Cerny out high. Monty's forced back to retrieve. Aldecruz forces a turnover from Monty. He works him behind the cage, waiting for reinforcements. He goes out high to Summerness. Across, Fiashi lets it go, and that's blocked by his own man, Peterson. Summerness back to Fiashi again. Cross ice, nice pass. That was a little too hot handle for Peterson. Now a one-time shot. That one's blocked in front. It stung Monty a little bit. Both penalties over. We return to 5-on-5. Here is Aldecruz in behind. Out high. Here's Fisher's shot. That's blocked. And it's cleared out. And chasing after it with speed Gambino. Summerness there to keep it out of harm's way. Relatively quiet third period compared to the first two. Here's Sexton moving in, a shot that's denied. Madsen plays it out, and Weitzel at center. Sitton had it ripped off his stick. Here's a 2-on-0. Aldecruz. Oh, and that's a nice save there by Juergens. Aldecruz and Reading played catch, and Juergens was ready. Back the other way, here's a shot by Buss, and that's into the glove and held onto by Wyatt Madsen. Buss. Here's Tatum. Shoots one. That's blockered aside by Madsen. Now Buss tried to go back out in front. Bai had other ideas. Coming in with speed on 1-on-3. Bai's shot. That's blockered aside. Rebound for Peterson. Never made it to the net. Now here's Peterson weaving to the center. That one's in and out of the glove. Now it's held onto by Juergens. Turning with it is Reading. He had two Huskies converge on him, but they still managed to keep it in the zone. Now they're able to break out. Morrissey over the line. That one's sticked away. Winds up on the stick of Reading. Paxton Reading enters the zone. 1-on-1. He shoots one. That was partially blocked by Tatum, then got the side of the net. Now Peterson goes across to Reading. Reading shoots. Blocked aside by the netminder Juergens. Now lead pass for Friedman. That's out of his reach. It rolls in on the netminder Wyatt Madsen, and he'll cover with 4:19 remaining in period number 3. Face-off won by the Huskies. Sexton throws it wide of the net. And out to play it Fiashi. Monty nearly forced the turnover. This comes back. Rebruvric. He's got Aldecruz going in the net. That went off his stick. and then ricocheted in on the netminder Juergens. He'll cover. Sexton through center. Tunnel chasing after it. Aldecruz, puck winds up on his stick. He turns around. Looking for Summerness. Over by, backhands it in on Juergens, and he'll cover up for another stoppage. Face-off control. The clearing attempt goes into the netting, and so we have another whistle. Aldecruz and Hojek battle for it in the boards. This one rolls out to Bai. His shot deflected, and it was in the skates of Fiaschi. Back comes Gambino. Gambino had it roll to him, trying to weave his way, split the defense. It rolls back to Buss. His shot is blocked. This comes out to Weitzel, winds up, shoots one. That one goes wide off a deflection. Comes to Hojek again. Pass out of the reach of Drake Buss. Gambino. There, throws it towards the net. That goes through the crease. And now Fiaschi able to send it the length of the ice. Cerny finds Grippo. Grippo fighting against Fisher, throws it in behind the cage. Davis by. Left it behind. Hojek goes out in front. Monty looking for a second, and then he deflects in. I believe Gambino got the last touch of the puck. If that's the case, and it's not Monty's goal, that's Nick Gambino's 4th of the season. It's 8-4 now. Cerny trying to go through. Now 2 minutes remaining in period number 3. Peterson comes up with the puck. His shot, getting a piece of it with his shoulder, was Juergens. Now back the other way, racing. Friedman, nobody with him, trying to work his way around a man. No, he had a nifty move and able to make the save as Madsen. On his backhand, Peterson working to the net. That one's flushed to the outside. Rudin trying to go in front. That pass denied by Tatum. Tatum working it through. Throws it to the net. That's gobbled up. Gobbled up by the netminder Madsen with 1:06 remaining in regulation. 8-4 in favor of the Bulldogs. Tunnel with a tie-up on the face-off, kicks it back, but the long stick of Aldecruz able to get it out. Fiaschi chasing after it, Sexton on him. Fiaschi rolling off the side of the cage. That's out high. Another shot on net. Never made it. Tennell. Morrissey. Fisher had it ripped off his stick by Tennell. He comes in. And a nice sliding defensive play by Summerness to break up that opportunity. Sexton. And now Morrissey. Rolling in on net. Madison, no problem for him. Here's Fisher. Maybe one more chance. Backhanded wide. Big collision there between Morrissey and Fisher. That'll stop the play and it'll cause some physical activity. Fisher heads to the locker room early. They'll just blow it dead, and that'll do it for this game. Your final score is 8-4 in favor of Drake. Nice spirited effort to come back. Huskies put up 4 goals. Japes Friedman picks up 2 of them. But the story of the night here was the play of Ian Altacruz scoring a hat trick, which was really the big difference maker in this game. He had 2 goals last night, 5 goals in just about 48 hours. What more can you ask for? And Drake wins back-to-back games and back-to-back nights against this Husky team. And that does it from here. 8-4, your final score. Please stay tuned for our doubleheader coming up next. It's the Huskies in action versus Purdue Northwest. We'll see you then on Huskies Nation.